I'm Charles Woolley.
I'm Liz Hayes.
I'm Ashley Hamburger.
I'm Liam Bartlett.
I'm Tara Brown.
And I'm Michael Usher. Tonight on 60 Minutes.
On tonight's segment on 60 Minutes, we'll be talking about human rights and how a child should have a right to have freedom from fear and violence.
I take to the streets of Perth to see what the citizens have to say about this matter.
Obviously,
children deserve to have freedom from fear and violence because kids need to feel safe in their own home.
Children should have a right not to have to suffer through these things.
I don't think anyone should be the subject of violent acts, especially children.
That children deserve to be free from violence and fear in their lives because they're still growing up.
They're vulnerable and they're young, so they can't really protect themselves. So I think that people need to help them and save them from violence because they can't really protect themselves and need other people to look out for them and do it for them.
Here, I couldn't even imagine something like this always occurring here in Australia.
Can't really defend themselves, not only because they're small, but also because of the way that they sit in society.
And all the things that they see and hear will just affect their personality and who they are meant to be in the future.
I would be I can't even.
That's really unsettling.
Awful.
That's 7 million too many.
All over the world, the government isn't doing enough.
You should never hurt a child, even if they do something.
And their parents are obviously the ones inflicting it upon them, and they're meant to be the people that love them the most.
But wait, first of all, look at that ratio. 1 in 3 girls, 1 in 6 boys.
I think that's really sad.
Obviously some men just think, oh, there's a girl and she's young and she's innocent, so let's violate her while she's not strong enough.
We should probably try and narrow those numbers down to 0 because sexually abused, that's just so wrong.
As in the adults who think that they have a right to help themselves to children for their own benefit, that's disgusting and it's not right.
And in some countries they have the marriage when they're 11, and then in those relationships it wouldn't just be oh, we're getting married. It's obviously there'll be some sexual abuse.
Imagine the stress and trauma a child will be put under at that age. You can't even begin to fully comprehend it.
Children should definitely have the right to have freedom from fear and violence. When I use the word violence, I specifically mean sexual and domestic violence used against children. The definition of violence, according to the UN, states violence is understood to mean all forms of physical or mental violence, injury or abuse, including sexual abuse. In November 1989, the UN General Assembly adopted the Convention on the Rights of a Child, which is the CRC. The USA has not accepted the CRC. The United States has one of the worst records of child abuse among industrialized nations. A local organisation called the Australian Childhood Foundation is trying to address this issue of child violence. Their vision is that all children are safe from the trauma of abuse, violence, and neglect. Some of their missions are to promote and build stable and secure relationships for all children, and to work in partnership to have a collective impact on the lives of traumatized children and families. You may be thinking, how can I help? Well, you can donate to the Australian Childhood Foundation and help a child in need.